Hey guys, welcome back. Today is day 6 of Plan As You Go month for March, where I take you through how I use all my planners every day to live my life. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm kind of in a weird mood. It's nothing like crazy or anything. I was just like, I always like to read the PowerSheets page we're going to cover for the day before I film, so then I kind of have an idea of what we're gonna do, so I'm not just like sitting here staring into space for forever. And it's a heavy page, so it just kind of like got me really reflecty. That's a word now, reflecty. And so it's just like, I've just been pondering it for a minute, like sitting here like, what am I gonna write? And it's kind of heavy, and it kind of put me in a weird mood, which is fine. It's good. It's good to get in those places, and it's good to be real and think about heavy things and deep thoughts and all those kinds of words that you're like, that's kind of scary, I don't want to do it. But you should. That's what place I'm in right now. And not to mention, sharing all of this with the whole wide world is also like, that's heavy too. But it's one of those things that you're not the only person in the world feeling like this right now. And so if sharing that to the world helps someone, even if it's just one person, that's all that really matters. So I'm just gonna keep that in mind while we fill this out. I'm like, I don't even know where to start, but we're gonna open all the planners, and that's how we're gonna start. So I'm opening up my Plum paper planner. That's gonna have my daily to-do list. I'm also gonna open up my content planner because I know that I need to photograph content for today, because today is Wednesday and you always do the half-week planner spread on Wednesday, but I can't photograph the half-week planner spread ahead of time because it's not filled out until today. So that's what we're gonna do. So I'm just gonna put that guy up over here. It looks like, yep, we have the sub box designs coming out today, half-week spread, and of course, the Plan It As You Go YouTube video. Open up our passion planner. Oh, and while I do that, how do you think of the new release that was yesterday from Passion Planner that they're bringing back, the classic and the compact sizes? I want to know, what size is your size? I was hardcore team classic for a really long time. The compact was it was way too small for me. I couldn't do it. I tried, trust me. And so I was team classic for a really long time, and then the Pro came out, and I was like, and obviously there was a little bit of heat towards that situation. If you were around, you remember it was chaos, the world was ending. And I was a little like, I don't want to go to the Pro, but you know, we should give it a try. Let's do it for Passion Planner. So I switched to the Pro this is an academic, so it started in August. Switched to the Pro, and I really like the Pro. So now it's like, okay, do I go back to Classic or do I keep the Pro? And I want to keep the Pro. That's what I think I'm gonna do. The only issue is, okay, so this is an academic, and they released the 3 colors yesterday too for the academic, and it's like a blue blossom, which is like the same color as the blue blossom planner. Say that 5 times fast. From 2018, if you were around for that. And then there's the brown and then the black, and I just don't like the colors. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it right here. They feel so bleh. Like just boring and like safe and just like, here you go. And I don't know. I don't like them. That's all I have to say. So I'm trying to decide what to do, because this guy is gonna end the end of June because it's an academic, so I need to order an academic, and I don't know what to do. I don't know if I have like some 2019 dated ones, if I should just use a 2019 dated from August through December and just hope that the 2020 planner colors are gonna be better, or if I'm just being a brat and I should just suck it up and just order a black one because who cares? I don't know. If you're in the same boat as me, what are you doing? because it's kind of stressing me out a little. I don't know what to do. Yeah, that's a tough one. I don't like the colors. Throwing that in there. So let's go ahead and figure out what we're doing today. I was gonna go to the gym, but it's kind of already late. I kind of really pondered on my PowerSheets for today instead of going to the gym or getting this video done faster than normal. So I'm just gonna leave it blank, and then maybe I'll go later. Maybe Ian will go with me. Yeah, he doesn't go to the gym. I go to the gym by myself, but maybe I can convince him to go to the gym. Today, the April sub boxes are going to be released. I need to photograph all of the things. And then yesterday, I did a bunch of designing. So I'm kind of running into this issue. I mean, like I said, this is my first time using multiple planners all at once. So I'm running into the issue where I'm just writing the same thing over and over again. And I'm trying to figure out what to do, like how I can change my passion planner, because this is just like a more thorough breakdown of my to-do list. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the same but different. And so I'm trying to figure out how I can make the passion planner better utilized for me. And so I'm thinking maybe next week we'll really just change up the layout, because I really just did a similar layout as what I always do. So I'm thinking about that. How do you use multiple planners? This is my first time. This is what happens. I'm also gonna write down, you know what I need to do? I need to post in the other passion planner groups, because I haven't been good about that this week. I've just been so tunnel vision on designing things, because last week was such a crazy week for me, having to go see Warlock, that I just didn't get everything done. And now Ashley and Julia are waiting on designs from me to get orders out, and I'm just like, blah, like designing as fast as I possibly can, which isn't good, because then I normally mess up. So that's how I feel. I feel slightly overwhelmed today by having to get all of that done. I'm gonna go ahead and fill out my social media tracker really quick. I think this is it for my passion planner. Maybe I'll add some stickers. That's when in doubt, when you're feeling unsure about what you're doing with your planner, just go ham and add stickers. We had burrito bowls because I'm doing like a low carb type thing. Oh. And so I'm gonna put a little taco down. And it was even on Tuesday, so, and I didn't even do that on purpose. And then we had burgers on Monday, but they were obviously bunless burgers. It's gonna be a week of food. I realized I probably need to get more like decorative stickers from other shops. Maybe that's the direction I'll go with my passion planner, is we'll add some more deco things. I just don't know. I'm very indecisive about it. Now I'm done. See, I like that. That helped. So let's go ahead. We'll switch over to this. My Plum paper planner. Oh my gosh, I need more space. Today's priority is obviously release the designs for the April subscription box, so I need to photograph that. I also just need to photograph things in general, and one of the things I need to create before I photograph is the new release Friday stickers, which is the work boxes. As for the rest of today, I have, photograph the work boxes, and I need to photograph my Throwback Thursday. I also need to finish some designing. It's never ending designing this week. And I'm going out of town the last week of March, so that means I need to get a jump start on designing the monthly and weekly kits for June, which is the next monthly weekly kit release, because those are supposed to be released when I'm out of town. So I need to get a jump start on that so I can get all that photographed before I leave. I'm really awkward with planners. Oh my gosh, I don't know how to write on this. It's like such an awkward spot. Okay. Is anyone else like that, or is it just me? Am I weird? I'm feeling self-conscious about my planner quirks. I also, I've been forgetting to do this. since we started Plan As You Go, but someone was asking about my monthly spreads, and they're like, I don't really see a lot of like Plan With Me's using the monthly spread, and I'm just not good with monthly spreads. I'm gonna be completely honest. The content planner is really the only planner I use for my monthly spreads, and that's to plan out my social media content. And like I was mentioning earlier, I don't want to have to like move this to another planner. So I really just leave them blank. My one for my Plum paper planners, really basic. Talks about me going out of town, which is really the most eventful thing that's ever gonna happen for a while. The next time I go out of town is in June for our wedding. And I just, there's a couple things here and there talking about like when the sub boxes are due and my like live Plan With Me's, but that's really it. Like I really don't use the monthly spread like I should. I mean, I don't know how I'm supposed to use it. So I was thinking, and then again, like I don't want to copy what's in my Plum paper planner into my Passion planner because that's just redundant. So I was thinking of doing I don't need this Post-it note anymore, like a gratitude or like a good thing that happened for each day of the month. I'm sure you've seen people do that. And I was like, oh, like that could be fun. Or it can go terrible. Who knows? It can be fun for like the first couple of days and then they'll be like, I hate this. Probably not. Let's see. I want a pen. Okay. So yeah, I thought I would give that a try and we'll see how it goes. So I've been writing on some Post-it note flags, good things that have happened, and now I'm like spacing on what I did. I only wrote it for 2 days and I'm like, I'll totally remember to do this and I'll write them down, and I didn't remember. So I'm gonna look back on my planner and see what I like for the other ones. I'm totally gonna wing it with my hand lettering. Okay, there's a couple brush pens that I really like. Can't go wrong with the Tombow Fudasuki, however in the world you say it, I don't know. It's always a good brush lettering pen. I also really like this Pilot pen I got from Jet Pens. I have no idea what it's called. Yeah, it's this one. I got it from Jet Pens. It has like a big brush tip and then it has this smaller brush tip, and it's a little bit finer than this one, which is nice because in small spaces it can be hard to use a brush pen because it's just, I don't know, my handwriting's ginormous when I brush letter, and sometimes I need a finer one. And then there's this guy, which is a Zig pen. I also got this from Jet Pens. They have a whole like brush lettering sample pack, and that's what I ordered, and it came with a bunch of different kinds, and that's how I was able to try all of these out. But this one has a teeny tiny little nib, and so it's awesome if you have like a lot to write but not a lot of space. Okay, let's wing it. Okay, I like it so far. My handwriting is a little rusty. I haven't brush penned in a minute, and I definitely played some lettering chicken here and there. But Ian and I last night, we finished Wild Wild Country. It's a docu-series, I guess is the correct term, on Netflix, and it's about this really big cult in the 70s and 80s. And it was really good. So this is the next page in our PowerSheets. It's the Break Your Identity box. How many times have you accepted defeat before even trying? We are so quick to limit ourselves, deciding who we are and who we aren't. I was told in college that I was sensitive, and I believe that meant I was weak. When something required strength, I assumed I couldn't do it. I gave up before even trying. Defining our identities, our strengths, weaknesses, likes, dislikes, in a rigid way can put our potential in a box. I used to say I'm not a numbers person. Putting myself in that identity box held me back from change. So instead I began saying, I'm becoming more skilled at managing money well. Changing my limited self-talk changed the course of my life. Perhaps if you have believed in that lie, you aren't good enough, or you can't do something because you aren't an expert. Perhaps someone once told you that you weren't the best at something, and you believed that person. Ready to break through that identity box? Are you ready? I guess. What have you decided that you cannot do? What identity box or boxes have you been unknowingly putting yourself into? Write out your thoughts. So this is kind of scary, and I'm such a positive person that it kind of blinds me a little, I think, personally. I'm very much like, yeah, you can do anything, but I am on the inside like, no, you can't do anything. So I'm very good at just being like, yeah, whatever, everything's great. So this is a hard one for me to think about. And so I definitely went back and watched Cindy's PowerSheets prep, which I might do again really quick, just because she had some valid points that I was like, yeah, that's me. Because sometimes it is hard to think about what limiting self-beliefs do you have. So there were a couple that she talked about that I was like, yes, you're right. One of mine is managing money. And it's not so much that I'm not a numbers person or whatever, but I'm always just in the retrospect that everything's fine. And everything is fine, but there's ways to be better. I could definitely be better at managing money, especially now that I am running a successful business. What's the next step in that? And what can I do now, money-wise, that can help in the future? Another really big one that she totally talks about that, like, it's totally in my soul and I don't want to talk about it, is that, and Ian totally brought it up the other day, not in a bad way, like, he loves to push me and, and that's great. We both read self-help books or, books in that category, and he's like, I read this and I just want to know what you're thinking. But he totally brought it up, and it's totally a terrifying thought that Chelsea Brown Designs and making Passion Planner stickers is the best that's going to happen, and it's not going to become anything else. And he's totally gonna feel terrible for saying that and then me talking about it right now, but that's okay. It's not a bad thing. These are good questions. And that I'm never gonna be successful, A, in the planner community, or B, like, if the planner community, if planners are like, you know what, writing down your goals is an awful idea, don't do it anymore, and the whole planner community just fails, that I'm done for. And that, yeah, I'll never be successful. Even though I already am successful, but what does being successful mean to me? Is a really good question, because I'm running a successful business. I love my job, I love my life, but what's the big picture? What can I not do? And it's hard because I feel like the planner community is so saturated as it is that it's kind of hard to make a name of yourself when there are so many other people doing it, and it's always a little bit scary when you see people trying to do the same thing that you're doing, and you're just like, don't, like, competition is great, but competition is also scary. So I wrote down another big one that I think holds me back a little bit, and I think that's why doing this Plan As You Go series is really cool, is one thing that I tend not to do just with social media in general is I don't really show the personal side of everything that's going on. And I mean, I think it's everyone totally has this moment of just thinking that people aren't gonna like what you're gonna do. And I am a very confident person, but I think a lot of the times I do overthink, well, I'm not gonna do that because people aren't gonna like it and they're gonna reject me and all those weird feelings. You know what I'm talking about. So I wrote that down because I think sharing my personal life more will help me break out of Chelsea Brown Designs just as a sticker shop. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this little bottom part, which is imagine the possibilities if you were to crush your identity box. What would happen if you broke that identity box and flipped the script? What positive possibilities would open up in your life and others? Write out your thoughts. So I'm gonna basically write what I just told you down, because that's me breaking down these thoughts. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this moment of real personableness. So I wrote that sharing your emotions and feelings with the world will only bring people closer to you, because you're sharing feelings that they're like, oh my gosh, I feel the same way. People are not going to reject you. That I already have such an amazing group of people that want me to be successful, besides just, you know, my friends and family. In real life, I have the entire wonderful Pash fam that supports me, and I'm so grateful that I have you guys. So don't think that I'm not, like, I know you guys are like, no, like, we love you, don't feel these ways. But, you know, these are my feelings. This is what happens. And I also wrote that Chelsea Brown Designs is not bound just by stickers unless I make it bound just by stickers. So figuring out what the big long-term goal is for that and doing that is something that I need to figure out. So, heavy stuff, feelings, thoughts. We knew it was gonna happen. That's what happens when you open up the PowerSheets. I mean, tomorrow, what are we doing tomorrow? Should we mentally prepare who I really am? I feel like that's a good, it's a good break between the heavy, who I really am, my story, and why I want to make what matters happen. I feel like we can do that tomorrow. That was a heavy one for me today. What are your limiting self-beliefs? Maybe we should just share that with the world, and together we can conquer them as a community, online community. So let's go ahead, we'll get our little planner stacked together, and we're gonna have an awesome little day. Happy Wednesday, and I will see you guys tomorrow.